So what was it like growing up with a dad as a fighter?
Well, you wake up in the morning in chokeholds. the Tito Ortizes, the Rampages, the Randy Couture's. When I started to see these guys coming into my dad's gym and them training with him, and I'm like, Dad, how come you aren't famous like these guys? I was always the kid in the gym. Now I'm the older, like, unk. They call me unk. It pisses me off. I'm not an unk, okay? You gotta be 35 to be unk. I'm 31.
What's your main vehicle for racing? You say it's a Cadillac?
I got a 2018 Cadillac CTSV Championship Edition. They only made 100 of them in white, 100 in black. The next build after that would be my Honda S2000 and my 93 MK4 Supra.
Okay. Hello everybody and welcome to Between Rounds. I'm Dan Hardy and I am joined this episode by AJ McKee, the mercenary, veteran of the game, just decorated, standout fighter. I mean, what else could I say about you? You're a superstar. You're fantastic to watch. Everyone loves watching you. Everyone I talk to is like, AJ McKee, man, he's so good, he's so good. Did you know you were going to be a fighter from the get-go? Your dad was a fighter, right? So what was it like growing up with a dad as a fighter?
Well, you wake up in the morning in chokeholds. I always said I didn't choose fighting. Fighting chose me. You know, I've got an 8-year-old brother who's doing the same thing. Kid could do armbar before he could walk. You know, so the lineage of McKees is just fighting. You know, it's what we do. We fight. So we've got a household full of fighters, and we're just gonna keep it going and progressing and just continue to learn and push it onto the younger generation and show them the ins and outs and loopholes of the game.
That's awesome, man. I can't imagine. My dad was a football player and I was never any good at football, soccer, and just never any good at it. I can't imagine what it would have been like to grow up in a household where your father was a pro, especially because there must have been a point where you realized that was really unusual compared to all your other friends and stuff. What point did you realize, hang on a minute, my dad's like he's a legit star?
I think when I started getting into fights in school.
Okay.
When I started to learn about fighting, I was always in the gym. You know, my father's always had a gym, so I was always in the gym with other fighters. It was kind of just normal to me until I started to see the big names coming in the gym. The Tito Ortizes, the Rampages, the Randy Couture's. When I started to see these guys coming into my dad's gym and them training with him, and I'm like, and it's funny, one question that's always stuck with my dad that I asked him, I was like, Dad, how come you aren't famous like these guys? And I'd watch him be a 155-pounder and beat these dudes up, you know? So I would always ask him, how come you're not famous like them? And I think it's probably a jacked up question to ask back then, because like if my little brother asked me that, or my child asked me that, it'd probably mess with me a little bit, especially knowing the skill set that I have. But yeah, the fighting it's a different world.
Yeah. I think the sport was very different in your dad's time as well, wasn't it? Where the bigger, heavier guys were always the ones that were celebrated and top of the card most of the time. I mean, even at one point, the UFC did away with their lightweight division, which is crazy to think about, considering how stacked lightweight is now just across the world. So I would imagine your dad probably had a very different MMA world to be in. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. Especially I think he was a lightweight. He was a lightweight, but in reality, he was a featherweight. But there was no money at the time for featherweights, so he was fighting at lightweight with all the guys that were there. You know, the lightweight division was a stacked division in his era.
What were you like as a kid? Were you competitive? Were there other sports that you were into?
I was competitive with wrestling. Wrestling was my first sport. I grew up wrestling. It wasn't a sport that was like pushed onto me though. It was more of like my dad just kind of let me do my thing, you know. And then I pursued wrestling all the way up to the college standpoint, and that's when I realized I was like, dude, wrestling's just not for me. Like I'm a fighter. I like to fight. I got to college, and my college wrestling coach was saying wrestling moves like Barjagar, and I'm like, what the fuck's a Barjagar? You know, it was just random names to me. So wrestling just wasn't it for me. So I dropped out of college and went and won a JC state title. I wanted to beat my dad's record at the college. He was like 48-0. I lost one match. So I was like, we're over this record. And then I wanted to beat his 8-year MMA record as well. And, yeah. Dude's just phenomenal. I can't beat any of his damn records.
What's your relationship like with your father? Has it always been good? Has MMA ever been a point of contention between the two of you?
No. I would say our relationship's always been well. It's more of like it's weird because he's my father, he's my best friend, he's my brother, he's my coach. He's all in one. And I think that's one of the biggest blessings that I have. You know, he knows the ins and outs of my body. You know, I say I'm gonna fight until I'm 35. He's like, I think you're gonna be done sooner. I'm like, hey, you haven't been wrong thus far. So having him in my corner, our relationship, it's very different. You know, early on he told me flat out, he's like, I don't want you fighting. I was like, Dad, if I'm not fighting, I'm gonna be fighting in the streets. I'm gonna be fighting somewhere. And he's like, dude, you know, knowing the ins and outs of the game, he's like, he just didn't want me in fighting.
Yeah.
Now coming around to it and experience and learning things on my own and having an 8-year-old little brother, I'm like, I don't want him fighting now. I'm like, dude, it's just go play football. Yeah. You know, he's athletic, so. But, you know, we're fighters. We're going to fight. And, yeah, he early on told me, he's like, if you're going to do this, put 110 in and get out. So it was a rocky path at first, a little bit. I'm glad I went through the things I went through early on, because now when the success is here and the lifestyle, the money, and everything else, I've already experienced the things you shouldn't do. You know, I did it early on, and I'm able to preach and kind of tell these younger guys that are in the gym. I'm the old guy in the gym. Can you believe that? I'm the old guy now. You know, I was always the kid.
If your 8-year-old brother's in the gym, I mean, that does make you seem a little older, doesn't it?
But even like we've got a young up-and-coming amateur roster, and all these guys are early 20s, and I'm like, I was always the kid in the gym. Now I'm the older, like, unk. They call me unk, and it pisses me off. I'm not an unk, okay? You gotta be 35 to be unk. I'm 31. So,
yeah, but we discussed this on a previous episode. When you've had a certain amount of fights, you're automatically a veteran regardless of what age you are, right? You've already achieved so much in the sport that your age is kind of irrelevant, right? In like, I always say dog years and fighter years are quite similar, right? I'm 43, but in dog years / fighter years, I'm about 85. You know what I mean? Because we live more in the day a lot of the time because we work hard and you know, so there must be some pride that you're one of the older guys in the gyms, one of the veterans.
Yeah, I would say the pride is trying to get them to have the mentality of the old school, that mindset, that kill or be killed mindset.
Is that lacking a bit in these days, do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it's part of this world right now.
Yeah.
You know, it's part of this world, and I think that's what sets fighters apart from everyone else, you know. A lot of these guys, they want to do it for the fame, they want to do it for the money, and I'm like, no, do it because you want to be the baddest man that walks in the room, and you're that guy. Don't do it because you want the fame and this. Like, do it for something within yourself, you know, not to appease others, because as soon as you're done, there's going to be another you that's going to take your place, and that's what I tell these guys. So in the gym, you know, I'm an asshole. I'm not even going to lie. I'm flat out an asshole. Shut up, you keep going. Like, I'm cutthroat to them. But that's how I was raised in the gym. And a lot of these guys, they have their moms, you know, their mothers raised them, where I had my father, so I had tough love. Mm-hmm. And I take on that big brother, get bullied aspect in the gym, you know. I just try to push them, sit them down with a body shop, tell them to get up and keep going. It didn't hurt. Okay, it hurt. Well, 10 seconds goes by and it's done hurting. Get up, keep going, fight through that for 10 seconds. And that's just like that militant mindset. No matter what's in front of me, I'm gonna keep going until the job's done.
Do they recognize that you're doing it for their benefit?
Some of them do, and then others are like, AJ's just insane.
But you must have had the same experiences. You must have felt that your father was putting you through it for your best, you know, to set you up for your best opportunity.
See, it wasn't so much my father until I began training.
Right.
It was more so the other guys in the gym. You know, as a kid, I was a little menace. They'd be sitting on the side taking their water break. Oh, you choked me last week. Here's a sucker punch, you know, like, and I used to pay for it, you know. They torture my little ass in that gym. I'd get hog-tied and all kind of other crazy shit. My upbringing in the gym was a very different upbringing.
Right.
But it's made me who I am, you know. It's built a lot of character. It's built a lot of self-control. It's showed me many things.
Is your brother moving in that direction?
No, he's got mom and dad.
Okay.
He gets all the love, but he definitgoing wakes up in chokeholds.
Yeah.
That's no
You
different.
make sure of that.
My dad does, and so do I. He's got double trouble. Yeah, he's got double trouble. Mason's he's going to be a menace. He's been battling out with this one kid right now. He's been doing jiu-jitsu tournaments. They're 2-2, so he beat the guy at the Rampage show that put him up 2-1, and then he lost to him this past weekend by points.
Okay.
So that he's got his little young rival, and it's cool to watch him kind of go and grow with this kid as well, you know.
Yeah, I bet. Who around you, aside from your father, was an influence on you?
Rampage. I would say Rampage. That's like my uncle, you know. I call him Unc. And just watching his career, watching him flatline people, I always wanted to be a hard hitter like him, but he's got dynamite in them hands.
For real. I spent some time training with him at Legends in Hollywood back in the day, and I mean, first of all, a very, very hard worker.
Yeah.
A very, very funny guy to have in the gym. Just constant comedy. He's
Constant.
always got a fast line to deliver.
Yeah.
That must be a lot of fun in a gym where the tension's there to make sure you're working hard. To have a little bit of comic relief from someone like Rampage.
Definitely. Especially when I had the opportunity to fight in Japan. You know, he's very big in Japan, so he knew the ins and outs. He was able to help me with a lot there, and yeah, Rampage is funny.
Did you ever see the Rampage Unchained video? When he was fighting in Japan, you've got to go and watch it. It was one of my old DVDs that I used to carry with me. And that was my comic relief as I was going through. I'd be traveling, I'd be watching, you know, fights and instructionals and stuff. And every now and then I'd put on Rampage Unchained just for shits and giggles, just for the laugh of it. And he'd like line up these fans.
They love it.
Run along the line, slapping them
And
all.
they absolutely love it. Even when I fought in Japan, same thing.
Really?
Rampage, he's like, yeah. I'm like, oh, chill.
Man.
They love it.
How do you stay so grounded? Because you've had a very storied career, very successful career. You're well dressed. You've always got, you know, good garms on and nice watches and stuff. But you always seem to me to be very, very grounded. Like you know exactly where you are and who you are. You never kind of get ahead of yourself. Where does that come from?
I would say it's part of my father keeping me grounded. And trials and error, you know. Early on, splurging on the clothes and splurging on the cars, and you just go through things and you realize what's important and what's not. And at the end of the day, the money's, it's nice, it's great to be able to take care of my family, you know, not to have to worry about anything. But at the end of the day, none of that means anything, you know. It's the mutual respect between humans, between people, between just sharing moments and being able to embrace those, living in the moment, you know. Outside of fighting, I enjoy my lifestyle, you know, the mercenary lifestyle. I'm a big car enthusiast. Last week I was in Vegas. This past weekend I was in Vegas racing.
Racing?
Yeah, racing, drag racing. My Cadillac. Yeah.
Really?
I have a 2018 Cadillac CTSV, so we went to LS Fest.
Okay.
And you had plethora of cars, but everything was LS swapped. LS the world is the saying.
Interesting. See, I was old school drag racing. I had a 71 Chevy Nova when I lived in California.
Oh, sick.
And I bought it specifically to take it to Irwindale to drag race, but it wasn't strong enough.
R.I.P. to Irwindale, man.
Yeah, man. Is it not there anymore?
No, they just shut it down this past
really?
year.
I
Yeah.
used to love going out.
We have no raceways really in California anymore.
Really?
Yeah,
So you're out in Vegas a lot racing then, are you?
Vegas, Bakersfield. You got like Bakersfield. You got another one in Diego. But for the most part, they're kind of veering away from the race scene.
Wow.
It's crazy. It's embedded in us with Fast and Furious, and now they're just taking it away.
And drag racing is very specifically a California thing as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, so you've got a fight coming up in California then. The news has been broken. San Diego coming up.
San Diego.
Is it going to be nice to be fighting in San Diego again?
Definite. I've actually never fought in San Diego.
Is that right?
I've witnessed the card there. I believe Usman won the title there in Diego. So yeah, Diego. I've got a lot of friends and family in Diego. Beautiful city, beautiful people.
What about amateur fights or
Not
anything?
in Diego.
Not
in
really?
Diego.
Wow.
Northern Cali, but nothing ever in Diego.
Man, that's going to be good. There's a massive military population there as well, and I used to go down to those bases all the time to visit those guys, and they are mad for MMA. Mad for MMA. I think the atmosphere in that arena is going to be incredible. What was it like when you got the call that you're in San Diego? Because you've been around the world fighting. It must be nice to be so close to home.
I was ecstatic, man. Just so many people, you know. I look at my comments and stuff, and everyone's like, "Man, fight in Cali, come back home." So, being able to be home turf, Southern California it's phenomenal. It's a little bit of a drive, a couple hours, but you know, for us Californians, that's nothing. You know, to go show some support in the home state and be the headliner of the event it's phenomenal. I think it's going to be a great time and a great night.
And you've had a look at your opponent.
Yes.
Salamat Isbulaev, a good amateur.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on him?
Good amateur, good professional career so far. We haven't really got to see much of him. He finishes everyone. Reminds me a lot of myself early on. I think 9-0 all finishes. No one's made it out of the second round, so I'm looking to be the first, drag him into deep waters or get him out of there quick and early.
What are the disadvantages of being a fighter that's under 10 fights in their career and coming up against someone like you with your experience?
The disadvantage on my end or his?
On his end.
On his end?
Like where the differences show?
The experience is, one, he hasn't been in those deep rounds, high output fights for 15 minutes straight. You know, he's had everyone out of there in under 8. So that's still half of the fight left. And I feel like halfway mark is when I get going. You know, that third round, this is a fight I wanted to be 5-5s. Just because the longer this fight goes, the more the advantage I have. You know, I get warmed up, I get going, and things begin to favor me more so and more.
So what is there left to achieve in your career? Because you've already achieved so much. What's the goal in mind that you see before you go, you know what, these gloves can come off now?
I had a money mark. I always told myself 100 million, which we've never seen in mixed martial arts.
You'd have to rob Conor McGregor a couple of times to get that one.
Bring him on in.
I fancy your chances, bro, absolutely.
I don't know. You know, I could walk away from mixed martial arts right now, and I'm financially set. I'm taken care of.
Do you love it still?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why I'm doing it.
Okay.
I genuinely love fighting. I think the weight cutting was a bit draining. That's why I had moved up the lightweight division, and also knowing I had a skill set that could hold myself in that division. But returning to the 145 pounds, I felt it was necessary. You know, coming off of a loss, it was a split, close fight. Just wanting to remind everyone who the baddest 145-pounder in the world is again. You know, a lot of people like to doubt and say, "Oh, well, he's not here, he's not doing this." But you know, at the end of the day, the fighters are who make the skill sets, and they're who make the organization. So, PFL's got the baddest 145-pounder in the world. I could care less what anybody else thinks or says, and that's just it is what it is.
Who else out there at 145, regardless of promotions, would you like to fight? Is there someone that you'd be like, that would be the career definer for me?
Oh man, I would say I've had a few dream fights. I feel like Max Holloway has always been an inspiration. That dog mindset. I feel like he's got some of the most elite striking within the division, let alone mixed martial arts. So shout out to Max Holloway. He's a beast. Anybody top of the food chain, you know? Anybody top of the food chain.
Yeah. Do you watch as a fan? Are you plugged into the fights, and or do you
really.
kind of pick and choose what you're watching?
Not really. I would say we watch kind of just the biggest cards.
Right.
You know, just the biggest cards. If you're in my division, I'm definitely scoping you out, though.
Yeah. What about other sports? Wrestling, boxing? Any fighters that you watch? You are locked in to what you're doing.
Only thing I will watch is mixed martial arts. I stopped watching football. I stopped watching basketball. I don't really watch anything. Yeah, I watch a little bit of racing, a little bit of F1.
So what do you do aside from the racing? What do you do when you're not in the gym?
Mercenary. I'm at the gun store, or I'm at the shooting range.
Really? Yeah. What are you shooting?
So I just picked up the CX4, the Staccato. Sheesh, hefty penny boy, but I haven't shot it yet. I also picked up the MMA Competitor 2.0.
Okay.
Big gun enthusiast. I love my weapons.
Is that where the nickname Mercenary comes from?
Yeah.
Okay. And
Yeah.
did you choose that yourself? It's a great nickname.
My family, we actually came up with it. We sat down and we were like going through names. We're like the Spider, like Anderson, and you guys got the similar mindset. And then something with Mercenary just clicked, because if I wasn't fighting, I would have definitely been in the military, you know, supporting my country and fighting for my family in a different aspect. So the Mercenary, you send him in, he's gonna go get the job done, and he comes home.
Yeah. There's something intimidating about the word mercenary. It's like violence for pay. Do you know what I mean? That's
what we do.
That's what it says to me every
That's
time I
exactly
hear it.
what we do. You know, you need someone taken out, you're gonna call the Mercenary, he's gonna go in and do what he's gotta do,
Yeah.
by all means.
Do you do much coaching? Do you enjoy coaching?
I don't enjoy it, but I do a bit of it, just because of the younger guys that are in the gym. They need a lot of knowledge passed down to them. A lot of things they don't see, they don't really comprehend yet. And my learning curve is, once I have something, I've got it. But you can tell me it 100 times, and I'm looking at you like I don't get it. But the second I get it, I got it.
Right.
So it's being able to show these guys things and showing them the little maneuvers that make the big difference for the setups. And I think that's what's really the game changer, because it also helps my learning curve. When I'm able to technically break something down and show them the ins and outs of a submission, it also helps me realize what I'm doing.
Do you ever find, I had this with a teammate of mine. We were coaching together in our gym a couple of years ago, and I would be coaching something, and then he would coach what I'm not telling them about the technique that I'm doing. Do you find that as well? Do you find there are some things that you can do that you're not exactly sure why you do it, and you might need someone else to come in and point it out?
I do that. Well, my dad does that a lot.
Right.
He breaks things down, but his knowledge supersedes mine. So the things that he sees that are just a given, they have no idea what he's doing. And I'm like, you guys are missing this point. He's turning his hip all the way to his hip to set up bringing the leg over. So I think that's the dynamic duo, is being able to bounce back and forth between the two knowledges, because my skill set plays off of his. You know, I've learned everything from him, and I see what he's saying, and I see how to do it. And he explains it to the best of his capability, and then I come in with the very methodical, and it kind of plays off of each other, vice versa.
So what comes after fighting for you? Have you thought about it at all?
Yeah, I have. Big car enthusiast, big racer.
You're just preparing for some kind of death race, like Mad Max. You got the fast cars and the guns.
So I'm still a bit undecisive.
Okay.
I'm still a bit undecisive, but there's two options outside of adrenaline. Well, I guess one of them still kind of is a bit adrenaline.
I don't think you'd do anything without adrenaline.
Yeah.
I think you'd bring adrenaline to accounting.
So
if I'm honest.
that's kind of the dilemma. So my stepmother, she's a longshoreman. That's always an option. I can go into becoming a longshoreman, and it's great pay, you know.
Explain what that is for people that don't know, including me.
Longshoreman, that's so all your groceries, all your supplies, anything that we get overseas, they come in on containers. And at the port, that's a longshoreman. Those are the guys with the hooks back in the day that would pull the ice in and just all kind of stuff, the fish, everything. So longshoremen's, it's not really a safe job. It's kind of a dangerous, very dangerous job. But
So there's your adrenaline straight away.
it's now
Different kind of
law
danger.
enforcement.
Okay.
That's the adrenaline I'm looking forward to.
Okay.
That's the other option. Obviously, pay's not as good, but yeah, you're protecting the people. You're helping the people that need the help. And the way this world's going, I think it would be a good help. You know, my skill set, hand-to-hand combat, and being able to kind of de-escalate situations, and in that gunfight moment is being able to lock in. It's kind of familiar instincts with the cage and being able to lock in, and Yeah, be law enforcement. But the dream job.
Tell me. Tell
the
me.
dream job is racing of some sort. The pinnacle of my race career, I would say, is win the Indy races in my own home city, Long Beach Grand Prix. I got a lot of work. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, a lot of driving and learning how to properly drive. So
Right.
that, or, you know, Baja.
Okay.
I bought my first truck, Dodge TRX, and, you know, first thing I did was take it to the sand and a little washout by my mom's, and I'm sending it through bushes, and you're hitting it, you're scratching the truck. It's a truck. It's a work truck.
Supposed to have scratches.
So we're just
awesome.
sending it. Yeah, but maybe a Baja, you know,
Yeah.
do a Baja race.
Have you done any dune bashing when you've been out in the Middle East?
No,
That's
no.
worth doing.
No.
That's a lot of fun. They took us out in some, I think they were Ford Raptors.
Yeah.
And they're launching them off these dunes. Man, it's crazy.
That and the Toyotas, they put two JZ engines in them with big turbos and
Okay.
just throw sand everywhere.
Damn. So what are you driving now? What's your main vehicle for racing? You say it's a Cadillac.
Right now, the Cadillac. My Cadillac's the only thing that's completed.
Right.
I got a 2018 Cadillac CTSV Championship Edition. I only made 100 of them in white, 100 in black. My Honda CRX is all-wheel drive. That's within a week of being finished. The next build after that would be my Honda S2000 and my 93 MK4 Supra.
Okay. What's your daily driver?
They're all dailies.
Oh, I love
They're
it.
all dailies.
You're
The
racing to
daily
the
for
gym,
the
man.
daily. Yeah. Right now, the dailies are the bikes.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Man, I love it. You've got so many different things going on. I could talk to you all day. So I've got a bowl of questions here, and I want you to grab one of these. These are questions that we've had from previous guests, some PFL staff. It would just be a random question, but they've always been really good. We've just had Biagio's question, and that was a solid one. I'm interested to see who you get.
Ooh. Does the best thing in your life outweigh the worst thing, and was it worth it?
Who's that from?
Tyson Pedro.
Okay.
It's a good question.
So does the best thing in your life outweigh the worst thing in your life?
Yeah, 100%, you know.
What is the best thing in your life?
My family.
Yeah.
Yeah, family. You know, like I said, no matter the instance of what happens, whether it's knee surgery, shoulder surgery, my family's always there. You know, when I'm done with fighting, when AJ is no longer relevant, I'm still a superhero to my family. So, definite. The worst thing? I don't know what's the worst thing.
It's probably weight cutting now at this point, back at featherweight.
Dude, my weight cut's actually been pretty easy,
that
believe
right,
it or
yeah?
not. Yeah, getting older, you know, getting older, doing things right, not snacking on Snickers and those little cheat meals. It makes a difference, believe it or not. you
Anything
know.
with chocolate and peanuts is a killer for me. I'm bad for it.
It's the kryptonite.
Yeah.
You bring a Snickers and I'm like,
It's got peanuts in it. It's got to be good for me.
it's the nougat. I don't like the chocolate too much.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, so I'll eat all the chocolate off the Snickers and then eat the Snicker.
Is that right?
Yeah.
What do you go-to foods then? Let's finish on that.
I'm big into sweets.
Right.
Yeah, very big into sweets. Chocolate, my chocolate cakes, pancakes, waffles, sugar.
Yeah, sugar. All day.
All sugar all day.
Yeah.
All day.
Awesome. Thanks for your time, bro.
No, anytime.
Really enjoyed that. Ladies and gentlemen, AJ McKee, make sure you check him out. San Diego's coming up. It's going to be a banger of a fight. This guy's going to take the roof off the place, as you know, as he always does. The mercenaries in the house. Thank you for joining us for Between Rounds, and we'll see you after the next one.